Butterflies have always held a special fascination for me. As a child, I was interested in bugs in general, but butterflies seemed to me to be the queens of the insect world. Their beauty seemed unreal, and since they didn't bite or sting, they were the nice bugs. As I got older, I began to learn about what butterflies need to live, their diet, their habitat, and their life cycle. A caterpillar needs a very specific diet in order to grow. This plant is called a milkweed. It is the host plant for the monarch butterfly caterpillar. Without the milkweed plant, a monarch butterfly will not lay its eggs. I learned that some butterflies travel thousands of miles to come back to their summer homes to mate, lay eggs, and then die. This black swallowtail is the first butterfly of the season. Notice how its wings are tattered and torn. I like to wonder just how long this butterfly has traveled and what stories it could tell. I began to realize that butterflies were in trouble in my area because so much of their natural habitat was disappearing. As homes destroyed the natural prairie, the flowers and plants that the butterflies depended on disappeared, replaced by non-native plants that the butterflies couldn't lay eggs on. And I was part of that problem. It was then that I decided to make my own 4 acres of land a butterfly sanctuary. I would plant flowers that butterflies could feed on, plants that were food for their young and accessible water. Raising butterflies is an enjoyable task, but regular flower gardening ideas have to be thrown out the window. No longer could pesticides be used in my garden, so I had to learn to be okay with flowers that were not perfect and greenery that might be eaten. I plant items in my flower beds in my garden that will attract various varieties of butterflies to come and lay eggs. Dill is a popular host plant for black swallowtail caterpillars. It's so exciting to find an egg. After a few short days, a tiny caterpillar will emerge and start eating away. And they eat, and they eat, and they eat. I make sure that I plant a lot of host plants, so I have plenty for all the growing caterpillars. The yellow swallowtail favors parsley, so I plant plenty of that too. It gives me such joy to check my garden each day and see how much they've grown. Soon, though, they will disappear without a trace. If I search and search, sometimes I will find a well-hidden chrysalis tucked in among the garden. Sometimes I will gather fat caterpillars and bring them onto my porch in a special terrarium I've created just for them so I can watch the beauty unfold. In just a few short weeks, the chrysalis becomes dark and out comes a beautiful butterfly, completely different than what went in. Its wings will be curly, so it must find a safe place out of the wind to hang upside down so its wings can dry properly. I love to help them find a place to hang in my garden. My garden fence is the perfect place. I enjoy watching for all the varieties of butterflies that I can attract. I research what flowers to plant so I can keep them with me as long as I can. It's important to have both food and water for the butterfly and a host plant for the caterpillars. Some butterflies need different varieties of prairie grasses and native prairie plants, so I try to keep at least 2 acres as native as possible. My son likes that, not as much mowing. I enjoy passing the wonder of butterflies on to others. It gives me great joy to help the next generation love butterflies as much as I do.